Which is faster in unlocking your lock? Palm vein or fingerprints? It doesn't really matter because this Tapo DL130 has both options, plus it has a doorbell. Hello guys, LifeHackster here, and today we are going to review and test out the Tapo DL130 Smart Lock. This is Tapo's palm vein or palm access lock, but aside from that, it also has a fingerprint reader and all the other usual smart lock options in unlocking and locking your door. I like that Tapo added the fingerprint option because personally I like it better than using the palm vein, and I'll tell you why later in the video. Tapo sent this DL130 Smart Lock to me to check and test out, but this is not a sponsored video. They have no input or have previewed this. And as always, I'll test and show you how this smart lock performs like any other smart lock review video that I make in this channel. So with the Tapo DL130, you can unlock your door 7 ways by using your palm, or using your fingerprint, or the keypad, or the Tapo app via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, and also it has a physical key, or using voice control. Lock DL130.
Locking the Tapo DL130. Hang on.
Which I personally think shouldn't be used or set up for unlocking, just to lock. But it's there if you want to. And if it really runs out of power, it has a USB dongle so you can temporarily power it with a power bank or using your phone via reverse charging. This smart lock uses a rechargeable battery pack that Tapo states good for up to a year of use before needing to be recharged. And it also has a built-in backup battery so that you can charge the battery pack without having any downtime. This has a built-in Wi-Fi, so no separate Wi-Fi hub needed. And you'll be able to access the lock remotely and set up access codes without needing to be close to the smart lock. Like if you want someone to go inside your house while you are not home, or if you have Airbnbs. This also has a doorbell. No camera, just a doorbell. And you can pair it with the Tapo Chime or a Tapo Hub, or use your Google or Amazon devices as a chime. And it does have a speaker on the inside unit which also chimes when the doorbell button is pushed. And it has all the other smart lock features like other brands, like the lockout feature if multiple unlock attempts are made, and the random number for the pin to prevent someone from memorizing your code. And you'll get notifications when this happens. By the way, this Tapo DL130 is BHMA certified, grade 2, and is weather resistant with an IP65 rating. Inside the box, you will get some paperwork like templates if you have a new undrilled door, and the quick start guide. If you're installing this to replace your existing deadbolt, you really don't need these templates. And we have the outdoor unit. We have the palm sensor here, glass for the keypad, and we have the fingerprint sensor and the doorbell button, which is not mechanical, so no clicking movement, just capacitive touch sensor to ring the doorbell. And the keypad, you cannot see any numbers until it is powered up. It is metal build, and on the back we have the wire harness to connect to the indoor unit. And we have the tailpiece and the screws, which I'll talk more about later in the install. Then we have the indoor unit, plastic build. On the back is where we are plugging in the connector from the outside unit. And this is where we are sliding in the tailpiece. Thumb turn, left or right, depending on your door. Pushing this up, you will see the battery compartment and the reset button. And we have the battery pack, USB-C port, and this is 3.6 volts, 7800 milliamp hour capacity. And we have the mounting bracket for the indoor unit, and this is metal, and a rubber liner on the door side. We have the physical keys, a short USB-C cable, screw caps here, and a short screw, and we have a magnetic sensor here and short machine screws. Lastly, we have a strike plate and the deadbolt and their mounting screws. Now, to access the keyway, you can open up the lower piece, and there is the key slot and also a wire dongle which is USB-C plug to use a power bank or your phone to power the lock when both the battery and the backup runs out. Now, time to install this. This is a replacement for your deadbolt. So I'm installing the deadbolt first, making sure the top mark is on top, and screw it in with the included 2 screws. I'll then slide in the outside unit and the wire harness below the deadbolt. Align the tailpiece on the slot on the deadbolt, and same thing with the screw bolts. Next, push the wire connector to the assigned hole on the mounting bracket, and same thing with the screw bolts and tailpiece. And the bracket should be flush to the door. And using the screw caps, screw it in on the bolts. And this is where it gets a bit confusing. Screwing in the cap, and eventually you will feel a hard stop when it reaches the end thread on the cap. But now if you keep on tightening it, then the bolt or machine screw together with the screw cap will turn as one. And this should tighten and clamp the outer unit to the inside mounting bracket. I'm not sure why Tapo used this instead of just regular machine bolts. Anyways, this is just something to note. Now we can plug in the connector to the back of the indoor unit, lining up the red marks. Just push it in and it will click in place. Then insert the tailpiece on the slot of the thumb turn and screw in the inside unit to the mounting bracket with the 3 included short machine screws. Also make sure that the deadbolt works freely with the thumb turn. And time to set this up. Insert the battery pack. Open up the Tapo app, plus sign, add device, door locks, DL130, press and hold the reset button for 5 seconds. Choose your Wi-Fi connection, name your device, and there's one thing I forgot to install. We also need to install the magnetic door sensor, so the lock would know if the door is closed or not. And I'll just be sticking this as per the template around the lower portion of the lock. And finish setting it up by calibrating the sensor, and just follow the prompts in the app. And also it will calibrate the lock itself. The app will also prompt for a master passcode, and then we can register our palm veins. And just show your palm on the sensor about 4 inches from it, and it is pretty quick to register. As to the fingerprints, you do have to touch the sensor on different angles so as to be able to read your prints properly. Now let's check the settings in the app. When you open up the Tapo app, you will see the status of the lock, which is closed, and the battery level. Click on it and tap on the lock icon to unlock. And you will also get a notification pretty quick. Tap it again to lock, and notice how quick the notification is. You have the main battery level and also the backup battery. We have the one-time PIN code if you want to give temporary access to your lock. You can type in a code or click generate a code. And access time by hours, or you can set a start and end dates with times when this code expires. We have the events log. You can add a normal PIN code for family or friends, and this is more permanent and doesn't expire. And you can set this to work in a schedule. And you can access the registered members, and you can add more prints or palm veins. There is a max of 100 prints and 200 codes that this DL130 Smart Lock can handle. Gear icon here for the settings. You can turn on or off the doorbell, and in here you can adjust the volume of the chime on the lock itself. Or you can pair it with a Tapo chime or integrate it with Tapo's video doorbells. Or use your Google or Amazon devices as a chime. Emergency code, you can generate a one-use code if you want. Lock settings, you can touch the fingerprint sensor or the lock button to lock, or you can set to type in your passcode to lock. And it has auto lock, and you can set it to automatically lock after a second up to after 15 minutes. And you can set a schedule when the auto lock will be off. Security settings, we have a left open alarm and set it when it will trigger. You can even connect the alarm to also go off if you have Tapo's hubs, which can also be the chime for the doorbell. Unlock attempt limiter is basically the lockout feature. You can set how many attempts up to 10 and the lockout duration up to 5 minutes.
Too many pin code attempts. Use your key or try later.
Scramble pin code, you can enter random numbers before or after your code to prevent someone from memorizing it. And trace protection, which is something new to me, which prevents people from identifying your code based on the smudges on the keypad. Touch the keypad to wake it up and touch the random numbers it generates. Then enter your PIN code. Palm vein settings, you can adjust the sensitivity of its wake up sensor. The farther you set it, the more battery it will use. And voice control is where you can set to lock or unlock your door using voice assistance. Now, you can set it to use voice to unlock your door, but I highly discourage it because you have to holler out your code so someone can easily hear it. I like that Tapo designed this to have the fingerprint sensor also, aside from the palm vein. Speed of unlocking is the same for both methods, but personally, and this is a general statement and not just on this Tapo DL130, I like the fingerprint option better compared to the Smart Vein because of a couple of things. First, the palm vein sensor does use more power than a fingerprint sensor. And second, palm veins are only used for unlocking. It cannot lock your door. With a fingerprint sensor, aside from unlocking it, it can also lock your door. And it is faster for me to touch the fingerprint sensor because it is well marked than waving and hoping that the sensor read your palm. I also like that Tapo added a doorbell function without a camera, which can be a good option if you don't like or not allowed to have cameras like in apartments or Airbnbs. By the way, this smart lock, just like other Tapo products, are pretty responsive and has pretty fast notifications from lock and unlocking and also when the doorbell is pressed. I also like that it has a backup built-in battery so that you can remove the main battery pack to charge and there will be no downtime. And actually you can also charge it while it is installed because the USB-C port is accessible, unlike other brands that you really need to remove the battery to charge. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.